Virgin Flight 6092 to Tycho Base Moon, boarding now.
The banality of travel. There's no reason to think that that should change in any way. It's not going to be some jet set, Jetsons glamorous vision of the future. It's what a pain in the ass it is just getting in line at the airport, getting your ticket punched.
Hot towel?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for flying with us.
Dealing with your luggage.
Major, we've been expecting you.
When you fly on an airplane, the airline gives the jump seat to a pilot who's not on the flight but wants to go somewhere. They fly for free, they just flip the jump seat down and he joins them.
Comm check?
Loud and clear, sir. Welcome aboard the Cepheus.
I'll be hitching a ride with you if that's all right.
Yes, we were alerted.
That should be reachable by just reaching up.
Which one, this?
There's all these panels.
You mean from seated?
Yeah, from seated.
So James Gray's been fascinated with space and space travel his whole life, so there was a sense of verisimilitude, not just the zero G and the things that people know, but also things that are just almost like in between the lines, but give the film an authenticity. That was based a lot on the research that James and the teams had done. It's not just a fantasy world.
On our way to Mars, the very last stop. We had two joining us.
It'll just be one, I'm afraid.
Well, we still like you, Major McBride.
On the moon, he meets the crew of the Cepheus, who he spends a good deal of the movie with, too. And those are a great bunch of actors and a great bunch of characters that Roy has mixed feelings about.
The film takes place 100 years in the future from now. Missions to the moon, missions to Mars are kind of like commercial air flights today. So they do 2 or 3 flights a day or a week. And I play the captain of this vessel that's trying to get to the moon, Mars, and then beyond.
I play Stanford, who's first lieutenant with the United States Armed Forces Space Division.
It's more pressing a letter with a corresponding number down here, and then that starts the sequence.
Correct.
Cool.
He's engineering background, mission guide, knows what he has to do, and pretty much does it without complaint.
I play Lieutenant Lorraine Devers, a navigational specialist and geologist. James and I gave more backstory to my character, and she's identified as high-functioning autistic.
Welcome aboard, sir.
That created a whole nother complexity to her background and the choices I was able to make for her as a character.
Frank.
Yoshida's medic. It's kind of interesting because in the script he's written a certain way, but then James puts his touches on it during the shoot. He's kind of this strong, silent type, I think. We have a particular mission, and then Roy kind of joins us.
They're totally nondescript astronauts whose job it is to simply ship cargo to and from the moon to Mars. They don't know what's going on.
This is an urgent update.
Commence slowdown, Booster 3. We get this distress call from a Norwegian biomedical vessel floating, as it were, unmanned, or at least they're not answering signal. Major, this is a mayday. Stopping is protocol.
Any supply craft can answer that call. The mission is the priority, Captain. Do you not hear what I'm saying?
He doesn't want us to stop because he has a time constraint on his mission.
And they're like, what's your problem? We don't know what you're talking about. It was this idea of isolating the character, making him not just alone, but a loner. Someone who, in a way, prefers it. And actually, if you can't express things to people, if you have to keep things a secret, that's a huge cause of anxiety. Not being able to reveal yourself to anyone or anything. That's tough.
Vessel 9, we're responding to your distress call.
The Major, McBride, he accompanies the captain.
Quiet all around, let's roll sound.
Yeah, let's go.
And does a spacewalk to board this other vessel. And then all hell breaks loose.
Tanner?
The way my character meets his end is with this baboon that ends up eating my face off and attacking my jugular.
That was our way of saying the most random possible thing can happen to you. Your foundation of reality off the Earth is no longer of any meaning. This primate is in zero G attacking him. I mean, it's insane.
I'm about to go in here, and the wonderful hair and makeup people, Nana Fisher and her amazing crew, about to turn this pretty little face into baboon brunch. This stuff can be tedious, but they make it as easy as possible for me. Some of the stuff for the face was amazing because the scratches were like what the baboon would do with the claws there, and the attack to the jugular was particularly gruesome. When James is blown away by something, I'm learning that he just laughs. It could be the most serious thing. Every joke in the book was hurled at me. Hey, you got a little something on your chin. It looks awesome, you guys. Oh my God, it looks awesome. There it is. Didn't we say it was baboon brunch on a face? I guess people that spend enough time on sets get used to seeing these images, but it was nonetheless disgusting. And she also built this nub of a hand, and she talked to me about the research that went into that. Apparently, all primates instinctively go for the digits, and it's a way of disarming. As bad as the face and the jugular looked, Brad made a comment about this, that was the most disturbing image when my hand kind of swiped across his vision.
Stay calm. All right, we're ready to try one with pulling Donnie through, guys?
I had to hang there for hours and float around.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right, Doug? The rotation direction doesn't matter as long as he's...
It's just getting into the right orientation as you're heading to exit.
Yeah.
Rob Alonzo, the head stunt guy, he's like the zero gravity stuff that James is trying to achieve in this particular film is off the charts.
I had never done any wire work before, so they explained everything. They told me what some of the issues might be. When you're upside down, you might feel this. Let us know if you feel this. I mean, it was just, you knew immediately you were in good hands.
Just find your balance point, Bobby. Okay.
They have these amazing sets. One's horizontal, one's vertical. So they match the zero G by hanging you in the vertical set.
And action!
You're on wires and all these kinds of particular vests. You can attach the little D-rings anywhere, so you can hang it not just vertically, you can hang you sideways, hang you all kinds of crazy positions.
Major, do not proceed any further.
Being on wires and doing zero gravity is like a dance, particularly when you're working with other actors.
Stunt set. Here we go.
There's one scene where there's 3 of us and we're in the vertical. We're all hanging straight down. So it's a great dance between us, the riggers, the camera, the timing, everything, so there's no collisions that happen. That was thrilling and scary and exciting and fun all at once.
Brian, my stunt double, all the guys were phenomenal. I did like 3 days of rehearsing just in the vertical set, just practicing all the maneuvers. And then the actual fight sequences with Roy, they were really fun. It's pretty physical, pretty exerting when you're upside down, hanging, looking down at the cement floor from 3 stories down. At first it's a little daunting, but you get used to it after a while. Roy's mission, our mission, they're kind of polar opposites. I mean, we're kind of there to end things, and he's trying there to kind of patch things up. So the Cepheus crew does not meet a happy ending.
Because of my actions, I regret to inform you, all crew members are now deceased.
This particular section is meant to portray the dark night of the soul when you're left with just yourself. And you have to sit with your regrets and your losses and your longing for your loved ones. That devolving of the psyche, which hope could either lead to a death or a resurrection.